Hello, and welcome back to Diatonic Dissection, where we crack open music to see what makes it tick. We will be carrying on our look at the Pokemon Blue-Red soundtrack, composed by Junichi Masuda, and we will be looking at To Bill's Origin, the music that plays over the brief introduction to the game world that is narrated by Professor Oak, the Pokemon expert. Why the track is named after Bill, another Pokemon expert who somehow managed to fly himself with the Pokemon in his lab, is beyond me. This raises many questions about the technological capabilities of the world of Pokemon. None of these are addressed in the game, and the discussion of what technology they have is for another time and another YouTuber. As always, the standard YouTube shtick, please like, subscribe, and ring the bell to appease the algorithm gods. And if you want the sheet music to this, it can be found on the Diatonic Dissection Patreon, patreon.com/Diatonic Dissection. It's just £2 a month, and it helps the channel, and it saves me having to do the admin of granting people access to the Google Drive. Now, with all that out of the way, let us talk about the gear. So far, we have been using an ESP H3-1007B baritone 7-string guitar in standard tuning, a Dingwall Combustion 6-string bass in standard tuning, a Korg Kross 2 keyboard for the keyboard parts. The effects have been provided through the Neural DSP Quad Cortex, and all of it is recorded in Reaper. Now, for the track, the tempo is 125 BPM, and the key is in E major. The format for these videos is that we will go through the sections, and then we will start with the chords to give us an overarching look at things, and then we will drill down into the individual parts. So the chords for section A are finally a bit different from those we've seen in the previous 3 tracks. In the previous 3 tracks, the chords will go from the root to the 1, move a bit, and then return to the 1, whereas in this track, the first 3 bars always end on a D diminished chord, so a diminished 7 in the scale, which provides a nice leading sound back up to the root. As always, with Game Boy music, we will begin with Melody 2, as that's the actual melody you hear. Why it's on channel 1, I don't know. The main melody is quite simple, but be aware of some of the loops. Now, Melody 1 is the counterpoint to the main melody, so unfortunately you can't rely on knowing the tune. Be aware of the loops and the staccato notes. The bass part is relatively simple, but be aware of staccato notes and accidentals. When it comes to the drums for this track, like its 2 predecessors, it is a march, so keep it steady and keep an eye on the actual subdivisions. Now, let us proceed onwards to section B. The chords for this are slightly more involved as they descend in broken thirds and then end on D and E major chords. For Melody 2 in section B, it's very straightforward, particularly when compared to Melody 1, and we will get to that. The main melody doesn't do an awful lot, as Melody 1 is going absolutely haywire in the background, but still keep an eye out for accidentals. Melody 1, by far the hardest part of this track, and what we've seen so far in the Pokemon soundtrack if you have been keeping up with the videos. Thankfully, the rhythm is relatively straightforward in that it is just 8th note triplets. Melodically, these are 5th chords and they descend through the scale for the first 2 bars. After the descending triplets, the notes are sequential, but keep an eye out for the jump of a third at the end of each cycle. Bar 8 sees an E major arpeggio going 3-1-5 in note order instead of the usual 1-3-5. For the final bar, it just alternates between E and B, making it, I suppose, an E5 or E power chord arpeggio. Now, with the complicated stuff out of the way, the bass is nice and straightforward, but keep an eye on the staccato notes. And with the drums, as always, keep it steady, make sure your subdivisions are even, and keep it steady. And that's it, a short but sweet one. As always, leave a like, subscribe, comment, ring the bell, burn down an orphanage in the name of the algorithm gods. If you would like the sheet music for this, sign up over on the Diatonic Dissection Patreon. It's a couple of dollars a month. Not much, but you know, not essential. I hope you've enjoyed the video and found it interesting and entertaining, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!